My daddy said I have to get some crew skills for my tank. He bought me a premium tank tier 8. I only play tier 2, but he bought me this Chrysler, so I pick firefighting. Yes, my daddy's a fireman. Yeah, so that's good. I don't want to be on fire. And then I picked Eagle Eye because oh, you missed me. I picked Eagle Eye because I want to see things like an eagle. It's so nice. This is a fun tank, this tier 8 tank. Look at this. Maybe we're gonna win. I've got the Eagle Eye on you. We're winning. And I'm not on fire. My daddy's a fireman. I'm gonna use my Eagle Eye now, Daddy. Here I go. I'm gonna go fight somebody else. Shoot my gun. I'm so happy. Here I go. Oh, who put that rock there? Daddy, the Eagle Eye's not working.
Just want to say, hey guys, it's Claus. Hey, let's discuss crew skills. Crew skills, very important for you to have much more fun in this game. And we'll watch Sokolik from the ISY clan, shout out to you guys, play as T-54 while we discuss crew skills. Okay, so there's lots. Well, first of all, there's two types. There's skills and perks. Okay, skills, any member of your crew can have, and they build, from 0 to 100%. And then there's perks that only work when you get them to 100%. And there's so many of them. There's lots of them, and I'm not going to go through every single one because I'm sure you can. There's hundreds of videos where you can painstakingly go through someone reading everything about every skill. And before we get into it, I'm just going to point you to the website where you can actually read for yourself everything about every single skill and perk. Okay, let's look at that first. I don't know, maybe some of you didn't know that they have this website. Look, this is the Wargaming website. You go there, you click crew, right, and you scroll down, and it lists all of them. We're down here, all of them. All the skills, they're all listed here. I will leave the link of this website in the video description. And then they have all the perks. So you can read them all. I'm not going to read all these in this video. I'm going to give you my no bullshit recommendations and what I think of crew skills and perks. Let's do that. Okay, so they all fit into what I think are three categories. The number one category are absolutely essential. If you do not have them, you're a moron. That's the number one category. Number two is the ones that I think are the best because they work all the time. And number three, all the other ones. Okay? So first off, the absolutely essential must-have or you're a moron. And unfortunately, both of them are perks. They're Brothers in Arms and Sixth Sense. So Brothers in Arms, what it does, if all your crew members have Brothers in Arms, it increases their training level 5% across the board. Their training level. So if you got 100% crew and they all have Brothers in Arms, then you have 105% crew. So there's that 5% bump in everything they do. Okay? Sixth Sense is absolutely essential, and that one's the Commander perk. He has to have it 100%, and what it does is tells you if you're spotted. If you don't have Sixth Sense and you're playing, you just can't play competitively because you do not know when you're spotted. And Sixth Sense, what you do, how it works is when someone spots you, 3 seconds later, a light bulb goes off on your screen, and you know, oh, I'm spotted, I got to get out of here. And you can use it when you poke corners, right? You can poke the corner and then pull back and wait 3 seconds to see if that light bulb went off. If it does not go off, you know, hey, there's nobody there. I can safely go around this corner. Okay. If you don't have Sixth Sense, it's just blind luck. Anyway, okay, unfortunately, both of those require 100%. So the Commander, to get Sixth Sense and Brothers in Arms, those are 200% perks. So it takes a long time. You may not start getting those skills. So when you're starting out, what do you get? Takes me to category 2. And the way I look at it is some of these skills and perks only work some of the time, and some work all of the time. And I think the ones that give you the best bang for your buck are the ones that work all the time. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, let's just pick a couple. And two of the most popular that everyone tries to figure out, which one do I get? Do I get Concealment or do I get Repairs? Right? Now, first of all, they're both good skills, but how do they work? Well, Repairs helps you repair things quicker. But you only repair things when things are broken. So when you're driving around and when you're playing the game, 99% of the time you are not using repairs. Okay? Concealment, how does that work? Concealment increases your camo value of your vehicle, and concealment is a skill that is always active. Always active. Let me list what I think the most important skills are that are always active. There's concealment, recon, off-road driving, clutch braking, and situational awareness. They are always active. And so which one should you pick to start off, concealment or repairs? Those are the two most popular. It's not as intuitive as you think. Let's have a look at another website here that can help you understand which one to pick. Okay, so here we are. I'll leave the link of this in the video description again. And it's a cool little website. Look, you put your tank name in here. And let's pick a couple of Tier 8 tanks. T-44 Russian tank. And it has a 380 meter view range. Okay, it's a medium tank. And it has, you know, about 16% camo. That's that vehicle. And let's compare it to a vehicle that's known as a really good spotting vehicle, the best view range in Tier 8, the Pershing. Look at that, 400 meter view range. And it has, what, about 12% camo. And the way this works now, you can compare these two vehicles in this site. So the T-44 will detect the Pershing when it's 337 meters away. You see that? Now the Pershing will detect the T-44 when it's 343 meters away. You get that? We're talking detection here, which is a combination of view range and camo. The T-44 detects the Pershing 337 meters away, even though it has 380 meter view range, right? The Pershing detects the T-44 when it's 343 meters away, even though it has 400 meter view range. Now let's say this Pershing opts to get repair skills, because, you know, he doesn't want to be tracked and he's already got really good view range, and the T-44 gets 100% camo skills on his crew. He still has 380 meter view range, but he's increased his camo. Now let's look at this. The T-44 still detects the Pershing at 337 meters, but now the Pershing cannot detect the T-44 until it's 298 meters away. Are you kidding me? He has 400 meter view range, but he will not detect the T-44 until it's 298 meters away. Incredible, because the T-44 trained his crew with concealment. And concealment works all the time. It's always active. So which is the better skill to get? Look at this, even on the move, right? The T-44 out detects the Pershing. And it's a good thing the Pershing trained himself with repairs, because he's going to get shot first and tracked in the open by an invisible tank. And it's just a matter of one choice is concealment, which is a skill that is always active and improves your detectability and your ability to remain undetected all the time, the whole game. And the other one is a skill that only works when you're shot. And if the enemy is going to outspot you, you're going to use that repair skill, but you're going to be dead too. So in my opinion, concealment is a better skill to get first. What are the other ones that are active all the time? Well, there's Recon, which is a skill that the commander can have that increases your view range, not detection range, view range by 2%, as well as situational awareness, which increases your view range by 3%. That's a radio operator skill, but sometimes the commander gets it if there's no radio operator in the tank. And what you want to do, if you don't have a radio operator, is pick situational awareness, because it's a 3% bump instead of 2%. Those two skills will increase your view range 5% all the time. Okay? All the time. Whether you're moving, doesn't matter. They're active all the time. There's two others that are active all the time: off-road driving and clutch braking. Which one should you choose? Am I going too fast here, guys? I know there's tons of them, and I'm not going to go through all of them. But I'm just and that example I gave you, I'm not saying that everyone should always choose concealment. You know, Klaus, I'm driving a heavy tank. I shouldn't choose concealment. I should choose repairs. Yeah, okay, so let's back up a little bit. What I'm saying is you really got to think of which one will impact your game more. And the ones that are active all the time will always impact your game, whereas the ones that are only active during certain times will only affect your game when they're in use. Like if you never get shot, repairs will not help you, right? You don't need them. But concealment will always help you. Now, rule of thumb, if your tank has at least 10% base camo, all tanks have different base camos. Now, if you're driving a mouse and you have like 0% base camo, you don't train your crew with concealment because 100% increase of 0 is still 0, right? But if your tank has more than 10% base camo and you train your crew with concealment, you know, you bump from 10 to 20%. That's a big bump, and it's active all the time. So it has a little bit to do with playstyle. You know, if you're one of those brawlers, you might think, well, I brawl a lot, I want to have repair skill. But really, on your way to the brawl, you're going to get shot by the invisible tanks if you've got repairs and they've got concealment. But anyways, let's move on. The other two, what did I say? Off-road driving and clutch braking are driving skills, and they both reduce... off-road driving reduces terrain resistance on what do they say, soft or uneven, whatever ground, which is basically all the time because you're never driving on a paved road in this game. So off-road driving decreases terrain resistance, which is a penalty you get on your movement everywhere, on grass and swamps especially. Whatever you're moving around, your terrain resistance reduces your speed. If you train your driver in off-road driving, you reduce that terrain resistance all the time. Clutch braking, you're only reducing when you're traversing. It increases your traverse speed. When you're driving straight, clutch braking doesn't do anything. It helps you if you're in a big stupid tank, you know, to be able to turn and angle your armor better. But I would choose off-road driving because it works all the time. Clutch braking only works when you're traversing. I choose off-road driving first before clutch braking. You're starting to get it here? You can go read all those skills and perks and try and make sense of them. And my rule of thumb is always pick the one that is active all the time. You get it? Are you starting to follow here? Okay, let's move on to, that was the second category. And basically, those are kind of the most important ones to get. Let's summarize here. The absolute essential, if you don't have them, you're a moron. 6th Sense and Brothers in Arms. But you got to get those. They got to get to 100%. So you may not start with those, but once you get a 2-skill cruise, you better have those. They better have Brothers in Arms, and your commander better have 6th Sense. The ones you start with, because remember, you can switch your skills once you build them up. I would say the ones that work all the time: Concealment, Recon, Off-Road Driving, and Situational Awareness are a must because they increase your detection of enemy tanks and decrease their detection of you. So what's left is the ones that are pretty good, and I would say the next most important ones are the ones that help you shoot. And there's 2 of them: Snapshot and Smooth Ride. And Snapshot reduces the penalty on dispersion made while your turret is rotating. It reduces that penalty by 7.5%. What the hell? There's a penalty? What is it? What am I even talking about? That's the secret, the soft stat, the RNG, the Russian number generator that screws you. You know, when you're in a tank that has really good accuracy at aim time, but you think it has 2-second aim time, but it takes you 6 seconds to aim because the secret soft stat screws you. Well, Snapshot reduces that penalty, the hidden secret screw you up the ass penalty that no one knows. Right? When you're driving the Leopard and you think you're supposed to have the best aiming, highly accurate gun, but you can't hit shit. Well, it's because you're getting screwed by soft stats. Snapshot reduces the penalty on your shot dispersion while your turret is rotating. Smooth Ride reduces the penalty on accuracy and shot dispersion while your vehicle is moving. Did you know that there's 2 penalties? There's a penalty when your vehicle is moving and a penalty when your turret is moving. That's why you can't hit shit with a Leopard. If you're moving and turning your turret, you can't hit shit because the soft stats destroy the accuracy of that gun. So you have to get Snapshot and Smooth Ride. Funny enough, the Russian tanks that don't have the best stats, well, their soft stats are really good. So their intrinsic penalties aren't very big. They can hit things on the move with their turret moving while they're driving, no problem. So if you get snapshot and smooth ride on a T-62A or an Object 140, look out. You're going to be snapshotting people over the shoulder while you're driving over, flying through the air. Just click, boom, you've hit them. So that's the third category, the essential ones, are the shooting ones. And I think I've gone through what I believe are the most important skills. All the other ones, like firefighting, buy a fire extinguisher. Eagle eye, who gives a shit? You can read all the other ones. Once you get enough, you've got to pick something, so you might as well choose some. The other ones, of note, actually, I've got some notes written here because I wanted to make this informative for you guys. A fun one that I have on a couple of my medium tanks, like the E50, is controlled impact. That one's fun because what that does is it decreases the damage you take and increases the damage the enemy takes when you ram them. And I love ramming people, so hey, why not? That one's fun. And the other one that you should think of every now, not as your first one, but you should think of, is safe storage on some of these tanks that have these ammo racks that explode every freaking game. Well, what that one does is it increases your ammo rack durability by 12.5%. So safe storage on if you're driving a Tiger or a Leopard or anything that's, well, and a lot of the Russian heavy tanks probably need that. So yeah, you know what, I didn't go through every single one in detail and list them and read word for word, because I'll leave the link of that website in the video description in the comments there, and you can go read them, because read them yourself. I don't have to read to you, do you? I've already done a video where I read. That one was a hit. And just the ones I mentioned I think are the most, but really think about the skills that are active all the time, in my opinion, are better than the skills that are only active sometimes in certain situations. Think about that before you say, oh no, you're wrong, Klaus, you should get repairs. Obviously, you're a medium tank, you should get repairs. Think about it, okay? Think about the skills that are always active. Pick those first, and they are helping you all the time, every game, the whole game, from the minute you spawn to the minute you either get killed or win. That's about it. And I finished discussing them, and the game is not over here. Well, who was playing here? We had some guy, Sokolik from the ISY clan in his T-54. Hey, hats off to you, buddy. Sorry I used your replay to basically not talk about your replay at all. But hey, you know why I chose it? Because it's a long freaking game, and I needed a long time to go through all this stuff. So if you're going to play a game and make it last 15 minutes, this is what I'm going to use it for when I need to babble on and on and on and on and on and on about shit. So you just killed this last guy, and that's that. Hope you guys learned something. A serious video on Klaus's channel. Who'da thunk it? Holy shit, what's the world coming to? And look at all these medals. Look at this game this guy had while I was babbling on. Look at that. And no matter what skills or perks you pick, it will not increase the profit you make in this game, because when you win in some tanks, you're going to lose credits, because that's just the way it is. So good luck with your skill and perk picking. And just remember my 3 categories. Hope that helped, guys. Let me know in the comments if you think that helped. And you know what? Maybe even subscribe to the channel for more fun in the future, You got the mouse hovering there over the subscribe button. Click it, What could happen? What's the downside?